Hello and welcome back to my little corner of the internet where I like to talk about some witchy shit, some health shit, and some political shit. I hope you guys are doing well, still wearing your mask, socially distancing, all that good stuff. Depending on where you are in the US, there's a bunch of snow getting dumped on you. And I feel bad for you guys. It is beautiful to look at, I'll give you that. Where I have a family member, they're expecting like over a foot of snow. Over a foot, just in this one passing storm. And I've lived in like northern Alaska and Colorado. I'm used to snow, but it always just baffles me that a foot of snow is a reality, you know, for you go to sleep at night, you wake up and there's a foot of snow just covering everything. And that doesn't take into account the blowing snow, the feels like temperature because it's cold out there. But in my experience, it actually warms up when it snows a little bit. So, excuse me. But yeah, if you live where it's snowing right now, or you're expecting a lot of snow, hopefully you're already prepared. You hopefully have your supplies that you should already have on hand for the quarantine. It shouldn't be too hard, but I know it will be for a lot of people. Especially if you are an essential worker, if you have to go to work, if the government has basically failed this country. So a lot of people still have to work in a time that we are right now. And that's sad, scary, but that's the world that we currently live in. But hopefully they can come to a talk, an agreement, because yesterday and this morning, they're still going over the relief program, the stimulus, stuff like that, because other countries, people have been able to stay home to not infect other people because the government is paying them to do that. If we're supposed to be like the best country in the world, you know, as we're number one, that kind of shit, and America first mentality, how are we failing our people so horribly? We're on track, like I said in my previous video, we're on track to have over 500,000 deaths by February. When Biden said that, people were like saying that that was a guffaw, that it was not rooted in reality, and making fun of him, saying he misspoke. But there's research, there's scientific studies that say this will happen. Not it could, it may, it will happen if we don't actually take this stuff seriously. And I don't know why it's so hard for some people, but it's also society that we live in right now. I still have neighbors that have Trump signs in their windows, in their yard, flags up. And it just reminds me of how delusional people can be and how easily they can be manipulated. You can be led to believe that something is good for you when in fact it's not. That it's the best option when it's not. There are studies that have shown like what personality traits are more susceptible to being like under the influence of others, having your thoughts controlled, stuff like that, you know. A lot of it is being sheltered, or actually not having an open mind. And that really doesn't have anything to do with being sheltered. It's just a way of thought, conformity. You know, sometimes it's the easiest. But where does that get you? Nowhere, obviously. So, excuse me. When Biden is sworn in, he said that within he has like his 100-day plan, you know, we're all going to wear masks. Great. I'm so psyched for that. Schools will open after 100 days and That I'm a little weary of. Other people are calling for the schools to reopen full in-person teaching on his day one. What about the teachers that keep getting infected? Yeah, the kids might not get infected or have as severe symptoms. And yes, we do have a vaccine now that's slowly rolling out. And I'm just waiting for one of those vaccine refrigeration trucks to be hijacked and like sold to the highest bidder or whatnot. Yeah, I can see that happening, sadly. But I don't think that reopening schools on day one is the answer. Come on. You know, what did you do? Sorry, Daisy's with us again this morning. But, yeah, I don't think that opening schools on day one is the answer to everything, you know? Okay, if you're not gonna be, there you go. Yeah, working with dogs. Don't work with dogs or children, right? Animals are children. But opening schools on day one is not the answer. I know several teachers that have lost staff members, co-workers, friends to the condition, to the disease. So what about like the grandparents, the immune compromised, the teachers who have no other option than to go into work if they're immune compromised? You know, I don't think that's the right answer. That's just me though. If only the government cared. That's all I'm saying. If the current administration cared, that would be great. But it's obvious that they don't, because along with the stimulus talks, Mitch McConnell mainly, wants to include the provision where if companies reopen and force their employees to come in, they will not be able to bring a lawsuit or anything like that, or their families bring a lawsuit against the company or whatnot if their family member becomes sick or dies because of the condition. And that's just madness. Let's protect these companies from their own ill action. I don't think so. But that's the state that we're in. I hope that the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future visits Mitch McConnell and Trump. That's all I'm saying. Karma can be a bitch, but only if you are. And with that, let's get on to the witchy shit. Today's divination was, I choose to release hurt and resentment. That one can be a difficult one to do, especially if you've been holding on to it for years. It's sometimes like a security blanket. But in reality, it's not helping. It's not providing you that safety, that comfort, that cocoon. You know, it's instead barring you from achieving greater things. It's preventing you from moving forward. Yes, you can still go through trauma. Hi, yeah, plenty of trauma here. Am I healed? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. No, I'm not. It comes back to me every single day. But trying to release that resentment towards the people who have hurt me, towards the situations which I was placed into that brought about my traumatic experiences, releasing that resentment is an ongoing battle. And one that hopefully, as time goes on, I will be able to do better with. But I'm not going to lie, it's a challenge. So I want to say thank you for joining me on this journey of exploration. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. And remember to wear your mask because Daisy said so. Yeah. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.